Hey everyone, welcome back to the astrology forecast for the month ahead. This is for December 2025. Wow, it's the end of 2025 this month. This year has just gone so quickly, and I feel like it sort of has been building up every year to be, the time moving faster. At least that's how it's felt for me. I've spoken to a few people who've said the same thing. I want to say that 2026 will move a lot faster too, because it's the year of the horse, which also speeds things up, and planet Uranus is fully going into Gemini in 2026. So if you felt like time is speeding up, expect it to speed up even a little bit more. But this video, if you haven't watched before, I look at the astrology or astrological influences for the month ahead. So we're looking at December 2025, like I said, and then I do cards for your sign. So it will be for your sign's element. So for example, if you're an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you watch from the air sign timestamps below under the video. If you're an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you're a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. And if you're a fire sign, you watch for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So, and I do the cards at the second part. So let's talk about the astrological energies and who's generally affected. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, the link to my website, readingswithsusan.net, is below. Also, you can join me on Patreon, where I add extra content every month, up to 4, sometimes 5 videos per month. And I look at the full moons and new moons for all signs, as well as extra pick a card readings and other astrology and other videos. So let's get into this one. First of all, December. Wow, what do we have? The first thing that stands out is there's a full moon on December 4th, okay? And that full moon is in the sign of Gemini. So pretty intense time for the Geminis, where things are coming to a head, culmination point. Make sure if you're a Gemini, you're looking after your health leading up to the full moon, and you're communicating clearly with people, because there can be some kind of frustration building with the full moon in Gemini around things to do with communication, short distance travel, how you're driving your vehicle, things of that nature, how you're communicating on text, phone calls, in person with people. So there may be some stuff that you feel around leading up to the full moon around the 3rd and on the 4th, especially if you're a Gemini, but also those affected will be Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces, the other mutable signs. You might feel some emotions bubbling up, okay? Because with Gemini, there's a need to express one's thoughts, ideas, and feelings, and, more on the logical side, but, a lot of communication can be beneficial, or even writing things out. And it does square the nodes at that time. So they could feel it like there's some frustration around for those mutable signs that I mentioned. Just in general, with a full moon in Gemini, it can be a time to finalize contracts, finalize agreements, finalize some kind of information, or get clarity around what you feel is important for you to communicate. So it's a big communication moon. Some people get some news around the full moon, like unexpected news on text, phone call, email, that sort of thing, or even an old school letter, you never know. Alright, so that's the full moon on the 4th of December. Then we have, after that, the next thing that stands out is the square that's happening, which is quite a tense energy between the 6th and the 14th of December. We have a square, again, the mutable signs, the same signs that I just mentioned, Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, and Sag. Those signs will be feeling this the most from the 6th to the 14th, where Mars is making a tense square with Saturn in the sky. And this is particularly affecting those signs that I just listed off, between, if you know your chart, between around 21 or 22 up to about 25 or 26 degrees. I'm just going to put my fan off just in case it is a bit warm today, but in case it's interfering with the sound. I don't think it is, but I'll just do that in case. So look guys, if you're a mutable sign, Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, just be cautious around the 6th to the 14th of December, because there's tension in the air for you guys, especially say if you're a Gemini and you think, well, I don't know my degrees, but I know, say if you're born the second half of Gemini, you'll be more affected. So middle to end of Gemini is middle to end of Sagittarius, same for Virgo, same for Pisces, if we're going by your sun sign. If you know your chart, see if there's anything in those mutable signs between 22 to 25 degrees. So just take extra care at that time, and it's definitely not a time to fuel fires of tension between yourself and others. Though you may feel a lot of tension, you may need to burn it off through exercise, through mature communication, things of that nature. Moving on from that, oh, I missed, oh no, this is in chronological order, yep. So there's a new moon on December, oh no, sorry, I won't get to that yet. We've got December 12th, we've got Mercury leaving the sign of Scorpio and then going into Sagittarius. So from the 12th of December, we'll notice our minds have a little bit more levity. We're not going to feel as heavy and serious in the mind, or as stressed or worried about finances, intimacy, relationships. You know, maybe those things have been really complex and preoccupying a lot of us, especially if you've got Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius placements. There could be some tension. There could have been some tension in communications in your relationship, November and December. But once we get to the 12th of December and it switches over, that Mercury moves into Sagittarius, it does bring a bit of a lightness of being, even though, in terms of the mind, even though Mercury is not in its best placement in Sag, because it's the opposite to where it's in dignity, which is Gemini and Virgo. It's opposite to Gemini. We can be a little bit impulsive. We can be a little bit reckless with our words. We can be a little bit flippant and just react to things without thinking, or jump to conclusions. This is a big thing I've noticed for Mercury in Sagittarius, or people that have a lot of fire signs tend to jump to conclusions too quickly. So while that energy is in the sky for everybody, and especially if you are a Sag, or if you've got Mercury or something strong in, again, Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, just be aware not to jump to conclusions and go more into the positive energy of Sagittarius after the 12th of December, which is, what's the positive side of Sagittarius? It's laughter. It's fun. It's enjoying life. It's stimulating the mind in an upbeat, positive way. Philosophical and spiritual, yes, as well. And, you know, your beliefs, thinking about what it is that you believe, what it is that's really important to you on the mental level when it comes to how you see your life and the bigger picture of your life. Those things are going to be in focus for people. But you're going to see a lot of people being very blunt verbally, people being funny. You might be drawn to more comedies and things like that, which is a good use of that energy. Just if you've got fiery energy, just watch out for being too blunt with others, because you could hurt some feelings or trample over people's feelings without realizing it. So then the next thing is a new moon on December 19th. That new moon is in Sagittarius at 28 degrees. That new moon in Sagittarius is like a light kind of energy. It's, like I say, positive, upbeat. But that new moon does have a square with Saturn, so it could be a bit tense. That one on December 19th. But new moons are always some kind of new beginning. In Sagittarius, it could be like looking at making travel plans for the future, but with Saturn squaring it, there may be delays or there may be some frustrations. That's one way the new moon in Sag could manifest for you, but depends where it is falling in your chart. If you want to know more details around that, follow me on Patreon. I do the new moon, full moons every month for every sign, so you can know exactly what part of your chart the things are getting lit up and these new beginnings or culminations, if it's full moon, are happening. Moving on from that, we have on the 16th of December, Mars moves into its best position for Mars, which is Capricorn. Mars is very well placed in Capricorn. It's known as exalted in astrology, meaning it just expresses itself very well there. So this is a time when, leading up to Christmas, people may be surprisingly ambitious, surprisingly focused on their personal goals and achievements. There might be a last minute rush for a lot of people to do overtime, to do extra work, to put in extra efforts to things, to get things organized in a very serious way for whatever reason in your life that's happening. Again, check what house, if you know your chart, that Mars will be moving in Capricorn. You know, it depends where it is for you. It brings a seriousness anyway. So if it's in a communication house, like the 3rd, the 6th, or the 9th house, you're going to find that your communications are more serious. If it's in your career, 10th house or marriage house, you're going to be more focused on organizing, working hard in those areas. If it's in your 12th house, you might be focused on your spiritual life. You know, it really depends. But either way, Mars in Capricorn is it's a bit of a workhorse energy. So make sure that you're not going to extremes with overburdening yourself with work, because that is a bit of the dark side of, you know, a Mars in Capricorn energy. You can be a workaholic, or you can find yourself overcommitting to things and then feeling drained. But it is a very positive energy overall, very, very positive. We can actually achieve a lot last minute just before Christmas. So if you're in some kind of mad rush before Christmas from the 16th, and if you've got earth signs, it's going to be really beneficial to you. If you're a Capricorn, it's going to supercharge your energy. And it's going to be a bit harder for those with Cancer placements. For Libra and for Aries, it's going to be a bit more stressful. Like, it's going to feel like you're under stress with work and a lot of pressure. but it lasts for about 3 weeks or so. Okay. And Neptune goes direct. I forgot to mention this on the 11th of December. So if you're a Pisces rule person, that's going to be good for you. You're going to feel some sense of flow or a bit of relief in some way. Maybe you're finishing something up, or you're almost finishing something up around the 11th of December if you're a Pisces. But for everybody in general, it's when Neptune goes direct, it's like there's a bit more flow to your emotions. There's a bit more flow to creativity. There's a bit more flow with your spirituality and things like that. The end of the month, 21st of December, Lilith moves into Sagittarius. I don't usually talk about Lilith, but if I see it change of signs, I will mention. So for the Sagittarians, from the 21st of December, you could feel like a bit amped up, a bit fiery, a bit feisty, a bit more passionate in some way. And that's going to be in Sagittarius for like quite a few months into next year. Like I didn't check, but it's there for a long time. So those are the astrological indicators. So really for December, there is a lot of focus for the mutable signs. And once Mars goes into Capricorn, you know, from the 16th of December, more so for the cardinal signs, Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, and Aries. Let's look at the cards for you. And like I said, if you want to book a personal reading, the link is below. Join me on Patreon, like I said, for extra content and following the info for the new moons and full moons for every sign in more detail, and pick card readings as well. Let's look at the cards. So I'm going to start with the air signs. That's the first thing that's popped into my head. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you're a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is for you for December. Oh, this one's really trying to come out. What have we got here? We've got 4 of Pentacles. Protecting your finances, protecting your energy. I heard Gemini, so it might be particularly for a Gemini, protect your energy. 2 of Pentacles, juggling a lot. Wow. So you're looking at these energies here for December for the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, of 1, saving money, being careful with your spending, making sure you're putting a little bit aside for, you know, rainy day, as I say. But this 2 of Pentacles is saying you're really juggling a lot in the month of December. You've got a lot going on. You could feel, I feel a bit of stressy energy around this. So maybe work and other things, home life, whatever, is a little bit of a juggle. Maybe all your responsibilities, because we've got Pentacles, so they're practical matters here, finances, things like that. This one flew right out, so I'm going to take one more. Another Pentacles card. Wow. You guys are really, air signs are really focused on your money and your security as a priority in the month of December. So that's interesting. It's like looking to, you know, your money situations, your stability, trying to maintain your stability and the things that you take care of on the daily in your routine, in your work life, and with your practical life. So yeah, it's interesting. It's very earthy energy for air signs. It's showing all earth elements here. Money and practicality and stability. So wow, that's going to be huge in focus for you. Let's get a card for you guys from the, what's this one called? This is a new deck that I have. It's called the Queen of the Sun Oracle. It is summer here in Australia, so I kind of chose it for that. Sorry if you're in another part of the world and it's not summer, but hey. You have reflection for the air signs. So this is a time of important reflection for you. You need time and space to think, air signs, with things going on in your life. Again, touching on those issues, work, money, security, stability, what you need to feel stable, but also other important spiritual things. You know, life is more than just our finances and our money, as most people that watch my channel know that. You know, your spiritual life is important. It's not just about meditation or, you know, doing those things, which are very important, but it's about who you are on a spiritual level. Are you growing? Are you, you know, evolving spiritually, mentally, emotionally? And there's a lot of reflection going on about the important things of life. 4 and 1 is a 5. 5 is about change and creative energy. So, you know, maybe you're contemplating some kind of change in the month of December, or this is something that's on your mind in some way. And 5 is about independence, your independence, like what you need to feel happy. Let's get one more card for the air signs for December 2025. This one's popping out. You have Dandelion, Healing, number 9. Wow. 9's always about endings, okay? So that there's something that is coming up for you that is to do with the 9 energy. And, you know, sometimes when you have 9 energy around you, you can feel a bit confused as to, like, what the true direction is. But you just got to come back to the moment. And you got to come back to what is empowering for you, not only on a physical level, but on a higher energy frequency level, on the level of heart. This is the sun. The sun is Leo. Leo rules the heart. So what does your heart need, you know? Sure, you can block it off and just go through the motions, but it's not going to be you're not going to live a fulfilling life that way. With healing, it's saying you do need to reflect on certain things, certain patterns in your life that require an element of healing. It's not just as simple as, oh, this is good or this is bad, or this, you know, any black and white thinking. It's more nuanced than that. It's a process of internal reflection to have realizations that click, and you just go, oh wow, that actually really, that idea, that thought, that moment that I realized or had a sign, it resonated deeply, and that's when you know there's a wisdom to it. It's not just, you know, chattering thoughts. So really deep messages for the air signs there. Okay, moving on. Let's do the fire signs next. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius for December. Aries, Leo, Sag. If you want to book a reading, the link's below. Readings at susan.net. I go much more in depth, obviously, when I do personal readings with your chart and everything else. So let's see what the general collective messages is for the fire signs. There's too many cards there, so I won't take those, but this felt some energy. It's just too many. Let's see. Here we go. Something's flipped over. All right, what do we have here for fire signs? We have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Star, and we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so let's have a look at these. This is a bit of a gloomy, for fire energy, there's a little bit of a gloomy vibe, but they're not all gloomy cards, so, you know, don't worry about that. It's just that their colouring is all very similar. The Knight of Swords talks about an air sign connection. So if you're a fire sign, you may know someone that's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon or Rising. We also have air here, so we have Aquarius, and we have the Queen of Swords, more air. So for the fire signs, you could be dealing with some kind of situation. I'm getting relationship energy with this, and the Star is saying to you, fire signs, don't give up hope, because even though there may be some tension in your life around relationships or some situation that is either feeling blocked to you or feeling a bit like a stalemate of some kind, or that you're waiting for a transformation. I'm really drawn to these butterflies here. Butterflies symbolize transformation. The Star is here to say there's something better for you on the horizon. You may get some signs or glimpse about it in December 2025. And to keep your faith, especially Sagittarius and Leo, keep your faith. Not that the Aries aren't included, but I'm just getting Sagittarius and Leo in particular, because there's some improvement coming in your life, and it's a big refreshment of your spirit. And it's like Spirit is saying through the reading, trust, because there's something amazing coming in the future. You may be feeling a bit over things in December, a bit tired though. Oh, you have dandelion, which the other signs had. Air signs had dandelion. So you're going through a healing process, or with a 9, the finishing or the end stage of a long healing process that you've been through, fire signs. You may have been through a bit of a rough year in 2025, fire signs. And so there's some kind of culmination, ending, shift energy. Yeah, look, butterfly, transformation and regeneration, 3. This one came out as well. Wow, you have the diamond radiance. How powerful is that? You know, everything that I just mentioned with the 9 energy, and then to have the butterfly, which is like endings and new beginnings, a transformation of your old self. You're really going to be changing, I feel, in the next 12 months, even in appearance. I'm getting, for some fire signs, your appearance might be changing, but I feel like you're going to shine like a diamond here. You're going to be like having a glow up here for next year. I do feel that's the message here I'm getting. And next year is a 1. That's a powerful message. And with the Star, it's like, don't give up hope, you know. If you're feeling like this heaviness, like things have been hard, things have been draining, and you're wondering to yourself, is there an end in sight? The answer is yes. Oh, you're being prepared. Look at that. What a powerful message. Preparation, 33, master number. Mabon, wow. So this is an amazing message for you, fire signs. They're saying you're being prepared for a new path, for something greater that's coming in next year. How beautiful. I really love those messages for some fire signs. Very powerful. All right. Thanks, fire signs. Let's move on. We're going to the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. December 2025. What have we got? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. That one tried to come out and then it went, how interesting. The Tower. Okay, the card that I saw, I think it was the 5 of Cups, but we'll see. See if it comes out. What else have we got? Ooh, 6 of Pentacles. Okay, and 3 of Wands. Future plans. Okay. So for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, the Tower's coming up here with the Six of Pentacles. So there might be a situation that feels a bit on, what's the saying, tenterhooks, like it's a bit on edge, or it feels a little bit unstable. There could be something happening in December that is like an argument with someone, or something to do with possibly a conflict over give and take between someone and yourself. I feel like it's someone in a relationship energy I'm getting. You may feel that also some earth signs may feel this is a different message for a different group. Look, it may overlay with the same message that I just gave, though, for others. You may feel exhausted from all the things that you've been doing, all the things that you have to do to help others. You know, you may be one of those earth signs that's always thinking about others, trying to help others, and you're just getting drained. The Three of Wands, so be careful of that drained energy, because you'll be quite busy, especially for Capricorn with Mars in your sign as well, after December 16th, that is. Three of Wands is showing that you are focused on future plans, and you're looking into next year and thinking, what am I going to do next year to change my situation? Because some of the earth signs have been feeling a little bit stagnant. Some earth signs have had a lot of change in the last few years, but some are feeling stuck. So something about making plans or writing down some things that you want to do for 2026, or that you want to overcome, like a manifestation list. Oh, look at that. Change is coming 2026 with wind and movement. This is an air energy. So you do have some changes in the winds, as they say. That's a very powerful card for the earth signs. Something's getting stirred up within you. 4 and 4 is 8. 8 is a number of power and transformation, and also it's a financial, like a lucky financial number, the 8. So there could be something to do with changing your financial situation. Oh my god, that one just flipped over. 6, accomplishment. Yep. So, and you will absolutely, look at this yellow and the bright sun here. You will accomplish something. For some earth signs it's this month of December, but for some it's something bigger to do with these changes in the wind. You will do something that I'm getting a lot of, like for a lot of you, it's a work money situation that's going to be improving. And it's to do with you feeling you need to make a change in some area, to do with your business, money, finances, all of that stuff, practicalities. And it's actually going to go very well for you. So it's super positive. It's giving you a heads up already for next year. I'm just going to sip my water and then go to the water signs. All right, water signs, let's have a look at December 2025. If you'd like to book a personal reading, the links are below for more in-depth and detailed reading. These are collective readings. Water signs, we have for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That one just popped itself out. And what else? Oh, this one turned over as well. Okay. Water signs, what have you got? We've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is an amazing card. The Empress. Wow, water signs, you've got beautiful messages here. And the 8 of Wands. I mean, honestly, you can't ask for better cards. I mean, you can, but like these are very, very good cards for the water signs. So the Empress with the Ace of Pentacles, this can actually indicate pregnancy or some very positive energy if you've been thinking about, am I going to have a baby? Am I going to fall pregnant? Some of you could be falling pregnant in the month of December. If you're not ready for that, be careful, water signs, but it's very beautiful energy here. Anyway, this could be happening very unexpectedly or suddenly. Someone's definitely falling pregnant. Could be just one person, one water sign watching. With the 8 of Wands, it's like something rushing in here. This energy is rushing in, and these two together, very powerful. So that's one message for the water signs. Another message I'm getting is this is a lucky financial month for you. It's a lucky month for your prosperity, for accolades, for acknowledgement, for receiving acknowledgement, for work well done, for an achievement, for achieving something very real in the material realm. So it could be a new home or some kind of stability that you are working on that's going to really do very well, or is doing very well in December. There's some kind of happy, really happy energy here. And some of you are going to feel like in this month of December that you are really moving forward. And it's going to feel really good for the water signs. Let's see what else. Some water signs are getting a new job. Some are having a lot of success in a current job. Some water signs may be receiving money unexpectedly. You've got regeneration as well. The fire signs had that. Honeybee community. Ooh, some of you have got like, yeah, some of you might be moving in December or have something to do with like buying a house. There's a new community which is creating third house is your local area. 7-1 is 8, which is to do with money, but it's like maybe purchasing a home leads to connecting with a new community or discovering a new community, something like that. For some of you, it's saying goodbye to old friends and actually making new friends. Possibly trying something new in your area, like a new, some of you may invest in a new passion with the Ace of Pentacles and the Empress. You could invest in a new passion, like a dance class or an art class, or taking on a new hobby that just fills you with a lot of joy, and somehow you get involved with the community. Maybe it's an online community and it really helps you to grow. What do we have here? We have hope. Oh, that's nice. Another 8. Is that 8? Yeah, it is 8. So we have 8 here and 8 here. So this is saying anything that you've got going on in the month of December for the water signs is really positively aspected for you. So don't stress yourself out worrying about everything too much. Water signs, especially Cancers, tend to worry a lot. Scorpios do, but they kind of keep it all under wraps. But and I'm not saying the Pisces don't, but if you are worrying about stuff, water signs, it's saying just have hope and faith, because everything's going to be working out better than you anticipate with a new situation, whatever that may be, all the things that I mentioned. All right, guys, so that was the reading. Thank you so much for watching. And like I said, all my links are below for my website, for Patreon, and all that stuff. Have a fantastic month, and I'll hopefully be in touch in January. Just a quick last message. In Australia, we've got some kind of changes going on with the internet. Cool, something to do with digital ID. I don't know if some of you may have heard of it going on. And I don't know, I'm hoping that I'm still going to have access to YouTube, because, there's certain requirements for having to scan your face to do a Google search or just to go onto YouTube. Now, I don't know how strict it's actually going to be. There's a lot of speculation online. No one really has like a lot of clear information on it, but they do say by December 11th or 27th, these changes are going to take effect in Australia. So if you don't see me upload in January, that's because I'm not able to, but I do have a Rumble account. So you can find me on Rumble under the exact same name. But hopefully you do see me back here on January. I'm really hoping and praying I'm still going to be able to access all my stuff. We'll see how we go. But thanks so much everyone for watching, and have a great month. Bye.